what would you do?
What do you mean?
Would you not go beg, plead, borrow money? Would you not appeal to NATO and your European allies? Would you not try to go and basically market yourself to the world as, help me out here, I've been invaded? What would you do?
You just changed the story.
I'm asking you a question.
No, you're changing the story.
Okay.
What I'm saying to you is, one could make the argument for Zelensky also being one of the richest people in the world who's stealing money, and that's speculation. What Fox is also doing is they're speculating. By the way, a speculation that the world probably believes in. No one's questioning that. But the difference is we don't have law and order in Russia the way we have law and order in America, which is why we like law and order. But for you to believe that if the law and order and the ability and the control was available to the Clintons and Obamas and others to create that kind of wealth, they're probably going to sleep at night envious that they can't steal that kind of money and use their politics to make a lot of money for themselves.
With all due respect, my CEO, my friend Patrick Bet-David, this has nothing to do with the Clintons and Obamas, and we can talk about
that. But it does, though. It does.
And I believe they should be held to account.
But they're not going.
They're never going to.
They're not going to.
Okay. Can we? So everyone wants to. Tom wants to be all pissy pants over here because I'm talking about Vladimir Putin.
Tom's been quiet for a while.
Good. That's why we're doing well today. Now
here
Tom,
we
relax.
go.
We're joking here, guys.
You know what, dude? Sometimes you're like France. You're like France. You're a member of NATO, but you're a pain in the ass to everybody else.
Good one, Tom. No one understood that one. But here's my question. Can everyone be wrong, but can Putin be way more wrong? So here's a question before you answer that.
Listen, this guy's a former KGB member. I don't know how many times I have to tell you, he's a gangster. Yeah. You know what gangsters do?
They do gangster shit.
They do gangster stuff, RICO. But then RICO laws don't apply to politicians. Do you not understand that? Do you not understand that the way to go into, you start off and you say, I want to make a lot of money. If you start off and you say, I want to make a lot of money, or you want to have a lot of power. If you want to make a lot of money, you go into business, you have to bust your ass, build equity, work your ass up for a couple of decades, and then you're going to have some money, right? But if you go in politics, how do you make money in politics? How do you actually make money in politics?
Crony capitalism, lobbyists, it's shady business. I agree.
Which means the part that I'm agreeing with you is anybody who has been a lifelong member of politics, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and they get rich, they're stealing from you, period. Anybody that all of a sudden creates that kind of wealth, that's what they're doing. By the way, do you know who invested?
I also like the reason why I disagree with Adam here so much and why I agree with Patrick Bet-David so much. And let me know in the comments who you agree with and who you disagree with. I'm sure it's going to be very split. The reason why I agree with PBD here so much and disagree with Adam is because Putin isn't stealing from me. Why do I care? You know who is stealing from me? Zelensky and Ukraine and all these other countries that we're funding with our tax dollars that we're paying. I get money, dude, I get money taken from me as it comes in, as it goes out, as I spend it, as it's just sitting there. It feels like there's tax dollars being taken from me all the time. And where is it going? Not to Putin. He don't need it. We're not sending him any money. We're sending it to Zelensky in Ukraine, hundreds of billions of it. So that's why I don't understand why people like Adam, he makes a lot of money. Why are you so mad about Putin getting rich off of his people? He's not getting rich off of you. Zelensky's getting rich off of you. And that's why I find that to be a woke take. It's a virtue signaling take because the Putin bad take is just such an easy one to have. Because it's like, yeah, like obviously he's not the greatest guy with the greatest morals, right? But if you're going to, you're kind of defending Zelensky in Ukraine if you're going to attack Putin. And I don't think we should be defending those people. I think they're all our enemies, personally. That's how I feel. I think Ukraine is probably more of an enemy at this point to our pockets than Russia is. And not that I know for a fact that is true. So personally, I'm worried about me. I'm being selfish here. And I think we should be more selfish as a country instead of trying to play, hero to the entire world. We should be more selfish. Each one of us should be more selfish and say, who is taking money out of our pockets? Who is being detrimental to us right here, right now? The answer is not Vladimir Putin. He's not trying to invade the US. He's not trying to take money out of your pockets. Maybe he would, hypothetically, you could make the logical argument, I guess, hypothetically, that eventually he would try to invade you if we just let him do whatever he wants to do. But as of right now, that is not a problem that we have. What is a problem that we have is our tax dollars going to nonsensical wars, funding bloodshed that not anybody, we didn't vote for this. We didn't vote to have money be sent to Ukraine, hundreds of billions of dollars sent to Ukraine. Nobody voted for that. Nobody voted for our support for this war in the Middle East. Nobody voted for that. it's against our will. And what we're worried about is big bad Putin. Like, really, dude? He's not doing anything to you. That's what I don't understand.
In NVIDIA right before. Can you type in NVIDIA and type in Pelosi? You ever heard of these people called Pelosi and NVIDIA?
Nancy?
If you type in NVIDIA and you type in Pelosi, okay.
Oh, there she is.
This is a month ago. Nancy Pelosi disclosed a 7-figure bet on NVIDIA over the Christmas holiday, despite recent efforts to permanently ban lawmakers from trading stocks. What a great timing, Nancy Pelosi.
Guys,
the point is, he's doing it at much higher levels than others. You know why, though? One reason. Law and order, because he can. And guess who else doesn't have law and order? Ukraine, because he can. Guess who else doesn't have law and order? China, because they can. Guess who else doesn't have law and order? Iran. You know what Khamenei's are worth? Type in Khamenei net worth. Khamenei is a very traditional American last name, Rob, so you should know how to spell it. Khamenei starts with K-H. Khamenei
Spell on the mic, Pat.
Khamenei net worth, family net worth, okay? If you type in
Who's that fisherman?
Rob, I can't believe you can't spell Khamenei.
Right there. Go right there. No. Second one, Rob. Just go to the second one. U.S. claims Khamenei controls wealth over what? $200 billion. They're richer than Putin. What's the point here? These stories, this is 5 years ago. If these guys were worth $200 billion 5 years ago, they're probably worth $600 billion today, $400 billion today. These are not new stories. Politicians in countries that lack law and order become richer than politicians in countries that there's law and order.
And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier with the propaganda. We are fed big bad Putin. Putin's this evil thug. And it's like, it might not be entirely wrong, but there's two sides to every story. And if, you know, we're so focused on Putin, we're so hyper focused on him, our propaganda's so hyper focused on him that, you know, when Tucker Carlson tries to go interview him, he gets in trouble with the government and all this stuff. And there's other politicians out there, other supreme leaders, as they call themselves. I guess literally what Iran's leader is called, a supreme leader. You know, he has also more money than Putin. And nobody talks about him. We don't ever hear about him. It makes you wonder, like, why is all this propaganda being spread about Putin more, you know, in specific? Anyway, let me know in the comments who you agree with, who you disagree with. I'm sure this one will be, you know, very divisive here in the comments. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys' points. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree with Patrick Bet David here, or do you agree with Adam? And what did you think about this whole argument here on the PBD podcast and the Value Tainment YouTube channel?